Have you ever felt like something was missing in your life? Like there's a deep hunger inside you that your phone, your job, or even your relationships can't fill? That's where spiritual connection comes in. It's not about fancy rituals or being super religious. It's about finding a sense of peace and purpose that makes everything else in life feel richer and more meaningful. And the best part? Anyone can do it. You don't need special skills or years of practice. All you need is an open mind and a willingness to look inside yourself. But here's the thing. In our busy, noisy world, it's easy to lose touch with our spiritual side. We get caught up in our to-do lists, our social media feeds, and our daily stress. We forget to take a moment to breathe, to wonder, to feel connected to something bigger than ourselves. And when we do that, we miss out on so much. We miss the chance to feel truly alive, to find deep joy in simple things, and to weather life's storms with grace and strength. Imagine going through your days feeling centered and calm, no matter what chaos is swirling around you. Picture yourself facing challenges with a sense of purpose and inner strength you didn't know you had. That's what being spiritually connected can do for you. It's like having a secret superpower that helps you navigate life's ups and downs with more ease and joy. But let's be real, connecting spiritually isn't always easy. It takes some effort. You might have to face some uncomfortable truths about yourself. You might need to change some habits. You might even feel a bit silly or unsure at first. But trust me, the rewards are worth it. Because when you tap into that spiritual connection, you're not just changing your mood for a day. You're transforming your whole life from the inside out. So, what happens if you don't make the effort to connect spiritually? Well, you might find yourself feeling empty, even when things in your life seem fine on the surface. You might struggle with stress more than you need to. You might feel like you're just going through the motions, missing out on the deep sense of meaning and purpose that makes life truly satisfying. But if you learn to connect, you'll start to experience life in a whole new way. Colors might seem brighter. Relationships might feel deeper. Problems that used to throw you off might start to feel manageable. You'll have an inner strength to draw on, no matter what life throws your way. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Spiritual connection sounds great, but what exactly is it? Let's break it down in simple terms. Spiritual connection is about feeling a sense of belonging to something bigger than yourself. It's about understanding that you're part of a vast, interconnected universe, and that your life has meaning and purpose within that big picture. Think of it like this. Imagine you're a wave in the ocean. When you're not spiritually connected, you might think of yourself as just that one wave, separate from everything else. You rise and fall, sometimes crashing against the rocks, sometimes flowing smoothly, but always alone. But when you're spiritually connected, you realize that you're not just the wave, you're part of the entire ocean. You're connected to every other wave, to the deep currents below, to the vast expanse of water that stretches to the horizon. You're still you, still unique, but you're also part of something much greater. This connection shows up in how you relate to the world around you. When you're spiritually connected, you might find yourself feeling more compassionate towards others because you see them as part of the same ocean as you. You might feel a deeper appreciation for nature, seeing the interconnectedness of all living things. You might start to view your problems differently, understanding that they're just temporary ripples in a much larger story. Let me give you a real-life example. Think about a time when you've been in nature, maybe on a hike in the mountains, or sitting by the ocean, or even just in a quiet park. Have you ever had a moment where you suddenly felt very small, but in a good way? Where you looked at the vastness around you and felt a sense of awe and wonder? That's a taste of spiritual connection. In that moment, you're sensing your place in the bigger picture of life. Or maybe you've had an experience of helping someone in need and felt a deep sense of fulfillment that went beyond just feeling good about yourself. That's another form of spiritual connection. You're tapping into a sense of purpose and meaning that goes beyond your individual wants and needs. Spiritual connection isn't about escaping the real world or ignoring our problems. It's about finding a new perspective that helps us engage with life more fully. It's like putting on a pair of glasses that helps you see the world more clearly. The problems and challenges are still there, but you have a new way of understanding and dealing with them. This connection affects both our inner and outer worlds. Internally, it can bring a sense of peace, purpose, and self-understanding. You might find that you're less rattled by small annoyances, or that you have more patience with yourself and others. You might discover strengths and qualities within yourself that you never knew you had. Externally, spiritual connection can change how you interact with the world around you. You might find yourself making decisions based on a broader sense of what's right, not just what's good for you in the moment. You might feel more drawn to help others or to take care of the environment. Your relationships might deepen as you approach them with more openness and compassion. Now, let's talk about one of the most powerful tools for building spiritual connection: mindfulness. Don't worry if that word sounds a bit fancy or intimidating. Mindfulness is simply the practice of paying attention to the present moment without judgment. It's about being fully aware of what's happening right now, both around you and inside you. Mindfulness is like a gym for your spiritual muscles. Just like how going to the gym regularly helps you build physical strength, practicing mindfulness regularly helps you build spiritual strength. It trains your mind to stay present and aware, which is crucial for feeling spiritually connected. So how does mindfulness work? Well, in our daily lives, our minds are often racing from one thought to another. We're worrying about the future, replaying events from the past, or just getting lost in a stream of random thoughts. This constant mental chatter can disconnect us from the present moment and from our deeper selves. Mindfulness helps us step out of this whirlwind of thoughts and tune into what's actually happening right now. When we practice mindfulness, we're not trying to empty our minds or achieve some perfect state of calm. Instead, we're simply observing our thoughts, feelings, and sensations without getting caught up in them. It's like sitting by a river and watching the water flow by, rather than jumping in and being swept away by the current. This practice of observing without judgment helps us develop a kind of inner spaciousness. We start to realize that we are not our thoughts or our emotions. We're the awareness behind them. This realization can be profoundly freeing. It helps us step back from our usual reactions and choose how we want to respond to life's challenges. Mindfulness also helps us tune into the simple wonders of everyday life. When we're fully present, we might notice things we usually overlook: the play of sunlight on leaves, the comforting warmth of a cup of tea, the subtle expressions on a loved one's face. These small moments of awareness can be doorways to a deeper sense of connection and appreciation for life. Now, you might be wondering how to actually practice mindfulness. The good news is that it's something you can start doing right now, wherever you are. Here's a simple exercise you can try. Take a moment to sit comfortably and close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths, feeling the sensation of the air moving in and out of your body. Now, simply notice what you're experiencing in this moment. What sounds can you hear around you? What does your body feel like as it sits? What thoughts are passing through your mind? The key is to observe these things without trying to change them or judge them. If you notice your mind wandering, which it probably will, that's totally normal. Gently bring your attention back to your breath or to the sensations in your body. Try this for just a few minutes. You might be surprised at how refreshing it feels to simply be present with your experience without needing to do anything or get anywhere. You can bring this kind of mindful awareness into any part of your day. When you're eating, really taste your food. When you're walking, feel the sensation of your feet touching the ground. When you're talking with someone, really listen to what they're saying without planning your response. The more you practice mindfulness, the more natural it becomes. Over time, you might find that you're more aware of your thoughts and feelings, more in touch with your body, and more attuned to the world around you. This increased awareness can deepen your sense of spiritual connection in profound ways. Remember, mindfulness isn't about achieving some perfect state of Zen-like calm. It's about showing up for your life, moment by moment, with openness and curiosity. Some days will be easier than others, and that's okay. The practice is in coming back to the present moment again and again, with patience and kindness towards yourself. As you develop this mindful awareness, you might start to notice changes in how you relate to yourself and the world. You might find that you're less reactive to stress, more patient with others, and more in touch with your own needs and values. You might discover a sense of peace and contentment that comes from simply being present, rather than always striving for the next thing. This mindful presence is a key foundation for spiritual connection. It helps us step out of our habitual patterns and open up to a broader sense of who we are and what life is about. It creates space for wonder, gratitude, and a sense of connection to something larger than ourselves. So, as you go through your day, see if you can bring a bit more mindful awareness to your experiences. Notice the sensations in your body, the thoughts passing through your mind, the world around you. Don't worry about doing it perfectly. Just the act of paying attention is enough. With time and practice, this simple act of being present can open doors to deeper spiritual connection and a more fulfilling life. Now, let's talk about one of the most powerful and accessible ways to boost your spiritual connection: spending time in nature. There's something about being in the natural world that can awaken our sense of wonder and help us feel part of something bigger than ourselves. Think about the last time you were in a beautiful natural setting. Maybe you were walking in a forest with sunlight filtering through the leaves and the scent of pine in the air. Or perhaps you were standing by the ocean, watching waves crash against the shore and feeling the salty breeze on your skin. How did you feel in those moments? Chances are, you felt a sense of peace, of awe, maybe even a subtle joy or excitement. That feeling is your spiritual connection being activated. Nature has a way of reminding us of the vastness and beauty of the world we're part of. It pulls us out of our day-to-day worries and connects us to something timeless and profound. But you don't need to travel to exotic locations or have grand adventures to connect with nature. The natural world is all around us, even in the most urban environments. It's in the sky above us, the plants pushing up through cracks in the sidewalk, the birds singing in the early morning. By tuning into these elements of nature in our daily lives, we can nurture our spiritual connection every day. Take a daily nature walk. This doesn't have to be a hike in the wilderness. It could be a stroll through a local park, or even just a walk around your neighborhood paying special attention to the trees, plants, and sky. Bring nature indoors. Having plants in your living space can help you feel more connected to the natural world. Caring for them can be a mindful, nurturing practice that boosts your sense of connection. Stargaze. On a clear night, spend some time looking up at the stars. Let yourself feel the vastness of the universe and your place within it. Garden. Whether you have a large backyard or just a few pots on a windowsill, growing plants can be a powerful way to connect with the cycles of nature. Sit quietly outside. Find a comfortable spot outdoors. It could be in your backyard, on a park bench, or even just on your doorstep. Spend a few minutes sitting quietly, noticing the sights, sounds, and smells around you. Watch the sunrise or sunset. There's something magical about these transition times of day. Witnessing them can help you feel the rhythm of the earth and your place in it. When you're in nature, try to engage all your senses. Feel the texture of tree bark or the softness of grass under your feet. Listen to the rustle of leaves in the wind or the songs of birds. Smell the scent of flowers or the earthy aroma after rain. Really look at the intricate patterns in leaves or the colors in a sunset. The key is to approach nature with a sense of openness and wonder. Let yourself be curious about what you're experiencing. Ask questions, even if you don't know the answers. What kind of tree is that? How old might it be? What animals might call it home? This curiosity helps deepen your connection and appreciation for the natural world. Connecting with nature isn't just about feeling good in the moment, although that's certainly a benefit. Regular time in nature has been shown to have profound effects on our physical and mental health. It can reduce stress, improve mood, boost creativity, and even strengthen our immune systems. From a spiritual perspective, time in nature can help us gain a broader perspective on our lives. Our daily problems often seem smaller when we're faced with the vastness of a starry sky or the age of a towering redwood. Nature reminds us that we're part of something much larger and more enduring than our individual concerns. Nature also teaches us important spiritual lessons. The changing seasons show us the cycles of life, death, and rebirth. The interdependence of ecosystems reminds us of our connection to all living things. The resilience of plants growing in difficult conditions can inspire us to persevere through our own challenges. As you spend more time connecting with nature, you might find that your sense of spiritual connection deepens and expands. You might feel a growing sense of responsibility to care for the natural world. You might find yourself more attuned to the rhythms of the natural world, the phases of the moon, the changing seasons, the daily cycle of dawn and dusk. Remember, connecting with nature isn't about achieving some perfect state of harmony or becoming a wilderness expert. It's about cultivating a relationship with the natural world, learning to see yourself as part of it rather than separate from it. Every small moment of connection counts, from noticing a beautiful cloud formation on your commute to work to feeling the sun on your face during a lunch break. So, as you go through your days, see if you can find ways to bring more nature into your life. Notice the natural world around you, even in urban environments. Take time to step outside, breathe deeply, and feel your connection to the earth beneath your feet and the sky above. Let nature be your teacher and your sanctuary, guiding you towards a deeper sense of spiritual connection and belonging in the world. The role of gratitude. Let's talk about a simple yet powerful practice that can transform your spiritual life: gratitude. You might think gratitude is just about saying thank you when someone does something nice for you, but it's so much more than that. Gratitude is a way of seeing the world, a lens that can shift your entire perspective on life. When we practice gratitude, we're training our minds to focus on the good things in our lives, no matter how small they might seem. It's like tuning a radio to pick up the positive frequencies all around us. And here's the amazing thing. The more we practice gratitude, the more we find to be grateful for. But how does gratitude relate to spiritual connection? Well, when we're grateful, we're acknowledging that there's good in our lives that we didn't create ourselves. We're recognizing that we're part of something bigger, that we're supported and sustained by forces beyond just our own efforts. This recognition opens us up to a deeper sense of connection with the world around us. Gratitude can change your outlook in profound ways. When you're constantly looking for things to be grateful for, you start to see the world differently. Problems that used to seem huge might start to look smaller. You might find joy in simple things you used to overlook. You might even start to see challenges as opportunities for growth and learning. This shift in perspective can have a ripple effect on your whole life. When you're more grateful, you tend to be kinder to others because you're more aware of the good things they bring to your life. You might find yourself more patient, more forgiving, more open to new experiences. All of these qualities can deepen your spiritual connection and enrich your relationships. Keep a gratitude journal. Each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big things. It could be as simple as a delicious cup of coffee, a kind word from a friend, or a beautiful sunset. Practice gratitude meditation. Take a few minutes each day to sit quietly and focus on things you're thankful for. Really let yourself feel the gratitude in your body. Express appreciation to others. Make it a habit to tell people in your life what you appreciate about them. This not only spreads positivity, but it also makes you more aware of the good in your relationships. Look for the silver lining. When faced with challenges, try to find something to be grateful for in the situation. Maybe a problem at work is teaching you valuable skills, or a conflict with a friend is helping you grow. Use visual reminders. Put up sticky notes or set reminders on your phone to prompt you to think of something you're grateful for throughout the day. Do a gratitude walk. As you walk, notice things around you that you're thankful for: the ability to walk, the fresh air, the trees lining the street. Remember, the goal isn't to ignore problems or pretend everything is perfect. It's about balancing our natural tendency to focus on problems with an active appreciation of the good in our lives. Even in difficult times, there's usually something to be grateful for if we look closely enough. As you practice gratitude, you might notice some changes in yourself. You might feel more content, more at peace with your life as it is. You might find yourself complaining less and appreciating more. You might even notice improvements in your physical health, as gratitude has been linked to better sleep, lower stress levels, and a stronger immune system. But perhaps the most profound change is in how you relate to the world around you. When you're truly grateful, you start to see your life as a gift rather than a series of problems to be solved or goals to be achieved. This shift can open you up to a deeper sense of spiritual connection, a feeling of being part of something wonderful and mysterious. Gratitude can also be a powerful antidote to some of the negative mental habits that block our spiritual growth. When we're caught up in comparing ourselves to others, gratitude helps us appreciate what we have rather than focusing on what we lack. When we're anxious about the future, gratitude grounds us in the good things present in our lives right now. When we're holding on to resentment or anger, gratitude can soften our hearts and help us find compassion. So, as you go through your day, see if you can cultivate an attitude of gratitude. Look for things to appreciate, no matter how small. Say thank you, not just with your words, but with your heart. Let yourself really feel the warmth of gratitude in your body. With practice, this simple shift in focus can lead to profound changes in your spiritual life and your overall well-being. Now, let's dive into a topic that's at the heart of spiritual connection: finding your purpose. When we talk about purpose, we're not just talking about your job or your roles in life. We're talking about something deeper, the unique contribution you're here to make to the world. Think of purpose as the thread that runs through your life, giving it meaning and direction. It's not something you choose once and then you're done. It's more like a journey of discovery that unfolds throughout your life. And here's the beautiful thing: you don't have to wait until you've figured out your grand life purpose to start living purposefully. You can start right where you are, with what you have. Having a sense of purpose is crucial for spiritual connection because it helps us feel part of something bigger than ourselves. When we're connected to our purpose, we're not just living for our own pleasure or success. We're living in service of something that matters to us deeply. This gives our lives a sense of meaning and direction that goes beyond our individual wants and needs. Purpose also helps us navigate life's challenges. When we have a clear sense of what's important to us, it's easier to make decisions, even in difficult situations. Purpose can be like a North Star, guiding us when the path ahead isn't clear. Reflect on what brings you joy. What activities make you lose track of time? What topics could you talk about for hours? Joy is often a clue to what you're meant to do. Think about what makes you angry or sad about the world. Our pain and frustration can point us towards what we're passionate about changing. Consider your natural talents and skills. What comes easily to you that others find difficult? Your innate abilities might be clues to your purpose. Look for themes in your life. Are there certain ideas or values that keep showing up in different areas of your life? These recurring themes might be pointing you towards your purpose. Ask yourself what you'd do if money and success weren't factors. If you could do anything with your life, regardless of whether it made you rich or famous, what would it be? Experiment and explore. Try new things. Volunteer for different causes. Take classes in subjects that interest you. Sometimes we discover our purpose by doing, not just thinking. Listen to your intuition. Sometimes we have a gut feeling about what we're meant to do. Pay attention to those inner nudges. Ask for feedback. Sometimes others can see our gifts and potential more clearly than we can. Ask trusted friends or mentors what they think you're really good at, or what they see as your unique contribution. Remember, your purpose doesn't have to be grand or world-changing. It might be as simple as bringing more kindness into your daily interactions, or creating beauty through art or music, or being a supportive presence for your loved ones. The key is that it feels meaningful and authentic to you. As you explore your purpose, be patient with yourself. Finding your purpose is often a process of trial and error. You might try something that you think is your purpose, only to realize it doesn't quite fit. That's okay. Each experience teaches you something about yourself and brings you closer to what truly resonates with you. Also, don't put too much pressure on yourself to find one single, all-encompassing purpose. Many of us have multiple purposes that evolve over time. You might have one purpose in your career, another in your relationships, and yet another in your community involvement. All of these can be valid expressions of your unique gifts and values. Once you start to get a sense of your purpose, the next step is to start living it out in your daily life. This doesn't mean you have to make drastic changes overnight. Start small. If your purpose involves helping others, look for small ways to be of service each day. If it's about creativity, make time for a creative practice, even if it's just for a few minutes. If it's about promoting peace, practice being a peacemaker in your own relationships. Living with purpose can transform how you approach even the most mundane tasks. When you're connected to your purpose, washing dishes can become an act of creating order and beauty. Commuting to work can become an opportunity to spread kindness to fellow travelers. Every interaction becomes a chance to live out your values and make your unique contribution to the world. As you align more of your life with your sense of purpose, you might notice some changes. You might feel more energized, more fulfilled, more resilient in the face of challenges. You might find that decisions become easier because you have a clearer sense of what really matters to you. You might even notice that new opportunities start showing up in your life that align with your purpose. Remember, living purposefully isn't about being perfect or always feeling inspired. It's about consistently taking small steps in the direction of what matters most to you. It's about bringing more of your authentic self into everything you do. As you do this, you'll likely find that your sense of spiritual connection deepens. You'll feel more in tune with your inner wisdom, more connected to others, and more aligned with the flow of life. So, take some time to reflect on your purpose. What feels meaningful to you? What kind of impact do you want to have on the world? How can you bring more of that into your daily life? As you explore these questions, be open to surprises. Your purpose might show up in unexpected ways. Trust the journey, and remember that every step you take towards living with purpose is strengthening your spiritual connection. Now, let's talk about something that can really supercharge your spiritual growth: building a spiritual community. You might think that spirituality is a solo journey, and in many ways it is. But having a community of like-minded people to share your path with can make a world of difference. A spiritual community is a group of people who support each other's spiritual growth. This could be a formal religious group, a meditation circle, a book club focused on spiritual topics, or just a group of friends who share similar values and interests. The key is that you're coming together with the intention of supporting each other's spiritual journeys. Why is community so important for spiritual growth? Well, we humans are social creatures. We learn, grow, and thrive through our connections with others. When we're on a spiritual path, having others to share the journey with can provide encouragement, inspiration, and accountability. Think about it like this. If you're trying to get in shape physically, working out with a friend or joining a gym class can help keep you motivated and committed. The same principle applies to spiritual growth. When you have a community, you have people to turn to when you're struggling, people to celebrate your breakthroughs with, and people who can offer different perspectives and insights. A spiritual community can also help you stay grounded and balanced. It's easy to get lost in our own thoughts and interpretations when we're exploring spiritual ideas. Having others to discuss these ideas with can help us see things from different angles and keep us from going off on unhelpful tangents. So how do you go about finding or building a spiritual community? Here are some ideas. Look for local groups. Check out community centers, libraries, or spiritual bookstores for notices about meditation groups, discussion circles, or workshops on spiritual topics. Explore online communities. There are many forums, social media groups, and online platforms dedicated to spiritual growth. These can be especially helpful if you live in an area where it's hard to find like-minded people locally. Start your own group. If you can't find an existing community that feels right, consider starting one. Invite friends who are interested in spiritual growth to meet regularly for discussions or practices. Attend retreats or workshops. These can be great places to meet others who are interested in spiritual growth. Even if you don't stay in touch with everyone you meet, these experiences can help you feel connected to a larger community of seekers. Join a service organization. Many people find that volunteering or engaging in community service is a powerful way to connect spiritually with others. Explore different religious or spiritual traditions. Even if you don't fully align with any one tradition, attending services or events at different places of worship can help you connect with others and gain new perspectives. When you're looking for or building a spiritual community, it's important to find a balance between openness and discernment. Be open to connecting with people who might have different beliefs or practices than you. Diversity can enrich your spiritual journey by exposing you to new ideas and perspectives. At the same time, trust your instincts. If a group or individual doesn't feel right to you, it's okay to look elsewhere. Remember, a healthy spiritual community should support your growth, not restrict it. Look for communities that encourage questions, respect individual paths, and create a safe space for exploration. Be wary of groups that claim to have all the answers or that try to control their members' beliefs or behaviors. Be present and engaged. Attend meetings or gatherings regularly. Participate in discussions. Share your experiences and insights. Practice deep listening. Really try to understand others' perspectives, even if they're different from your own. You can learn a lot from others' spiritual journeys. Be willing to be vulnerable. Share your struggles as well as your successes. This creates an atmosphere of authenticity and mutual support. Offer support to others. Look for ways to encourage and assist others in their spiritual growth. This not only helps them, but can deepen your own spiritual connection. Keep an open mind. Be willing to consider new ideas and practices. You don't have to agree with everything, but approaching differences with curiosity rather than judgment can lead to rich learning experiences. Take what works, leave the rest. Not everything in your spiritual community will resonate with you, and that's okay. Take what's helpful for your journey and respectfully leave the rest. As you engage with your spiritual community, you might find that your practice deepens in ways you didn't expect. You might be inspired to try new spiritual practices. You might gain insights that help you overcome obstacles in your path. You might even find that your sense of purpose becomes clearer as you interact with others who are also seeking to live meaningful lives. Building a spiritual community can also have ripple effects beyond your personal growth. As you connect more deeply with others on a spiritual level, you might find that your capacity for compassion and understanding grows. This can positively impact all your relationships and interactions. Moreover, a spiritual community can be a powerful force for positive change in the wider world. When like-minded individuals come together with the intention of growing spiritually and living purposefully, amazing things can happen. You might find yourselves naturally drawn to service projects or activism that aligns with your shared values. Remember, building a spiritual community is an ongoing process. It takes time, effort, and sometimes patience to find or create the right connections. Don't be discouraged if it doesn't happen overnight. Keep reaching out, keep showing up, and trust that the right connections will develop over time. Your spiritual community might change and evolve as you grow. That's perfectly normal. Some people might be part of your spiritual journey for a season, while others might become lifelong companions. Be open to these shifts and trust that you'll find the right connections at the right time. So, as you continue on your spiritual journey, consider how you can connect with others who share your interests and values. Look for opportunities to build or join a spiritual community. Share your experiences, learn from others, and support each other's growth. You might be surprised at how much your spiritual life can flourish when you're not walking the path alone. As we journey deeper into our spiritual connection, it's important to acknowledge that the path isn't always smooth. There will be challenges, doubts, and obstacles along the way. But here's the thing. These challenges aren't roadblocks. They're actually opportunities for growth and deeper understanding. One common challenge many people face is consistency. It's easy to feel inspired and committed when you first start exploring your spiritual side. But as time goes on, life gets busy, old habits creep back in, and you might find your spiritual practices slipping. This is normal. The key is to be gentle with yourself and to keep coming back to your practice, even if you've taken a break. Another challenge is doubt. You might have moments where you question everything you've been exploring. Is this real? Am I just fooling myself? These doubts can be uncomfortable, but they're actually a healthy part of the process. They show that you're thinking critically and not just accepting things blindly. Instead of trying to push these doubts away, try to approach them with curiosity. What's at the root of your doubt? What fears or uncertainties might be coming up? Sometimes, the challenge comes from those around us. Not everyone in your life might understand or support your spiritual journey. You might face skepticism or even criticism from friends or family members. This can be tough, but remember, your spiritual path is personal. You don't need everyone to understand or approve. Focus on the positive changes you're experiencing and trust your own inner wisdom. Another common obstacle is the expectation of constant peace or happiness. While spiritual practices can certainly bring more joy and calm into your life, it's not realistic to expect to feel blissful all the time. Life will still have its ups and downs. The difference is that your spiritual connection can give you tools to navigate these fluctuations with more grace and resilience. Create a routine. Set aside a specific time each day for your spiritual practice, even if it's just for a few minutes. Consistency is key. Start small. If you're struggling to maintain a practice, scale it back. Even 5 minutes of meditation or gratitude practice each day is valuable. Find an accountability partner. This could be a friend who's also interested in spiritual growth. Check in with each other regularly to stay motivated. Keep a journal. Writing about your experiences, challenges, and insights can help you process your journey and see your progress over time. Be flexible. If one approach isn't working for you, it's okay to try something different. There are many paths to spiritual growth. Practice self-compassion. When you face setbacks or struggles, treat yourself with the same kindness you'd offer a good friend. Seek guidance. When you're facing challenges, don't be afraid to reach out to trusted mentors, spiritual teachers, or counselors for support and advice. Remember, every spiritual master has faced doubts and challenges. These experiences are not signs of failure. They're opportunities for deepening your practice and understanding. Often, it's through wrestling with these challenges that we gain our most profound insights. Let me share a personal story. There was a time in my own spiritual journey when I felt completely stuck. I had been meditating regularly for months, but suddenly it felt like I was just going through the motions. I started questioning whether I was making any progress at all. I was tempted to give up, but instead of quitting, I decided to get curious about what was happening. I talked to a trusted friend who had more experience on the spiritual path. She suggested that maybe this stuck feeling was actually a sign of growth, that I was bumping up against some old patterns or beliefs that needed to shift. With this new perspective, I approached my practice differently. Instead of expecting to feel peaceful or have profound insights, I simply showed up each day with an attitude of openness. What's here today? I would ask myself as I sat down to meditate. Some days were still difficult, but over time, I noticed subtle shifts. I became more patient with myself and others. I was less reactive to stress, and eventually, I moved through that stuck period into a new phase of growth. This experience taught me that challenges on the spiritual path are not only normal, they're necessary. They help us grow, deepen our understanding, and strengthen our commitment. So if you're facing obstacles in your own journey, take heart. You're not doing anything wrong. You're simply being given an opportunity to grow stronger and wiser. As we come to the end of our exploration, let's take a moment to recap the key points we've covered on how to be more spiritually connected. We started by understanding what spiritual connection really means. It's about feeling part of something larger than ourselves and finding deeper meaning in our lives. We explored the power of mindfulness, learning how to be more present and aware in our daily lives. Remember, mindfulness is a skill that grows with practice. We discovered how connecting with nature can deepen our spiritual awareness, reminding us of our place in the larger web of life. We learned about the transformative power of gratitude and how cultivating an attitude of appreciation can shift our entire perspective on life. We delved into the importance of finding our purpose, understanding that living aligned with our values and unique gifts can bring profound fulfillment. We discussed the value of building a spiritual community, recognizing that while spirituality is a personal journey, having support and companionship along the way can enrich our experience. Finally, we addressed the challenges that can arise on the spiritual path, understanding that these obstacles are actually opportunities for growth and deeper understanding. As you move forward on your spiritual journey, remember that this is a lifelong process. There's no finish line to cross, no perfect state to achieve. The beauty is in the journey itself, in the continuous unfolding and discovery of who you are and how you relate to the world around you. Trust your own experience. While it's valuable to learn from others, your spiritual journey is uniquely yours. What resonates deeply with someone else might not work for you, and that's okay. Be patient with yourself. Spiritual growth often happens in subtle ways, over time. Don't expect overnight transformations. Instead, look for small shifts in how you think, feel, and interact with the world. Stay curious. Approach your spiritual journey with an open mind and a willingness to learn. There's always more to discover, both about yourself and about the world around you. Integrate your spiritual practice into your daily life. Spirituality isn't just about what you do during meditation or prayer. It's about how you live your life, how you treat others, how you handle challenges. Look for ways to bring your spiritual values into your everyday actions and decisions. Keep learning. Read books, attend workshops, talk to people with different perspectives. The more you expose yourself to different ideas and practices, the richer your spiritual life will become. Remember to balance inner work with outer action. While self-reflection and personal growth are important, spirituality also calls us to engage with the world, to be of service, to contribute to the greater good in whatever way feels authentic to us. As you continue on your path of spiritual connection, know that you're part of a long tradition of human beings seeking meaning, purpose, and connection. Your journey is both deeply personal and part of our collective human experience. Every step you take towards deeper spiritual connection ripples out into the world in ways you might not even realize. As you become more centered, more aware, more compassionate, you naturally influence those around you. Your growth contributes to the growth of the whole. So, as you go forward from here, carry with you the practices and insights we've explored. But more than that, carry with you a sense of openness, curiosity, and wonder. Let yourself be surprised by the moments of connection and insight that can arise in the most unexpected places. Your journey to deeper spiritual connection is a beautiful unfolding, a gradual awakening to the depth and richness of life. Embrace it with all its joys and challenges. Trust the process, trust yourself, and keep your heart open to the mystery and magic of existence. Remember, every moment is an opportunity for connection, for growth, for awakening. Your spiritual journey doesn't start tomorrow or when conditions are perfect. It's happening right now, in this very moment. So take a deep breath, open your heart, and step forward into the beautiful adventure of spiritual connection. May your path be filled with discovery, growth, and deep fulfillment. May you find the connection you seek, and may it bring you peace, purpose, and joy. Your journey is just beginning, and the possibilities are endless. Embrace them with an open heart and a curious mind. The world of spiritual connection awaits you, rich with potential and alive with wonder. Step into it fully and let your spirit soar.